There never is or was or will be anything except the present. The destination of life is this eternal moment. Running away from fear is fear. Fighting pain is pain. Trying to be brave is being scared. If the mind is in pain, the mind is pain. Have you ever been so absorbed in what you're doing that you forget where you are? You don't think about the past. You don't worry about the future. You look up, and somehow 2 hours have passed. You realize you haven't checked your phone or even thought about it. The gift of remembering and binding time creates the illusion that the past stands to the present as agent to act, mover to moved. Living thus from the past with echoes taking the lead, we are not truly here and are always a bit late to the feast. Hurrying and delaying are alike ways of trying to resist the present. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it is play. If we came to our senses, we would be aware of ourselves not as only on the inside of our skins, but we would be aware that the outside is us too. You don't look out there for God, something in the sky, you look in you. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. The perfect man employs his mind as a mirror. It grasps nothing. It refuses nothing. It receives but does not keep. Between chaos and stillness, Alan Watts invites us to look inward, not outward. He believed this is the real secret of life, to be so fully present in the moment that nothing else exists. When we stop searching and start noticing, life doesn't just become easier, it becomes real. We are all floating in a tremendous river and the river carries you along. Some of the people in the river are swimming against the current, but they are still being carried along. Others have learned that the art of the thing is to swim with it. You have to flow with the river. There is no other way. You can swim against it and pretend not to be flowing with it, but you still flow with the river. To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. When you know that you have to go with the river, suddenly you acquire, behind everything that you do, the power of the river. Only those who have cultivated the art of living completely in the present have any use for making plans for the future, for when the plans mature, they will be able to enjoy the results. If happiness always depends on something expected in the future, we are chasing a will-o'-the-wisp that ever eludes our grasp until the future and ourselves vanish into the abyss of death. Because we cannot relate to the sensuous and material present, we are most happy when good things are expected to happen, not when they are happening. What I am really saying is that you don't need to do anything, because if you see yourself in the correct way, you are all as much extraordinary phenomenon of nature as trees, clouds, the patterns in running water. There is nothing wrong with you at all. Man has to realize that he is an integral part of nature, that he is just as much a natural form as a seagull or a wave or a mountain. And if he doesn't recognize that, he uses his technical powers to destroy his environment, to foul his own nest. When you look out of your eyes at nature happening out there, you're looking at you. That's the real you, the you that goes on of itself. A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts, so he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion. No amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that is going to happen. One is a great deal less anxious if one feels perfectly free to be anxious, and the same may be said of guilt. Things are as they are. Looking out into the universe at night, we make no comparisons between right and wrong stars, nor between well and badly arranged constellations. If you say making money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living. That is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life which is full of what you like doing than a long one spent in a miserable way. What happens if you know that there is nothing you can do to be better? It's kind of a relief, isn't it? You say, well, now what do I do? When you are freed from being out to improve yourself, your own nature will begin to take over. Maybe we don't need to do more. Maybe we just need to be more present. Let Alan Watts remind you, again and again, that true peace starts where striving ends. And if even one of these ideas stayed with you, then maybe you were ready to hear them today. Thank you for watching.